Today you're going to learn how MMA, kickboxing and boxing fights are scored. So after this video, you know everything to score a fight on your own. The 10-point must system. The 10-point must system is present in boxing, kickboxing and MMA. The winner of the round will get 10 points. The other contestant might get 9, 8 or even 7 points. In rare occasions, a 10-10 round will be scored. A round will be scored 10-10 when both contestants have competed for whatever duration of time in the round and neither fighter has established an advantage. A round will be scored 10-9 when a contestant earns the round by offensive actions greater in degree and effectiveness than their opponent. A round will be scored 10-8 when a contestant earns the round by offensive actions that may include dominance with duration, but that must include significant damage resulting from effort or attempts that by their implicit nature could finish the fight. A round will be scored 10-7 when a contestant earns the round by overwhelming in both damage and domination throughout the duration of the round. But now let's talk about the scoring criteria and how the rounds are actually scored and what the judges will look out for. All bouts will be scored by a minimum of 3 judges, evaluating each round individually, scoring in favor of the more effective MMA fighter. So, but what does more effective mean? What is the most effective fighter? And this, a lot of times, is subjective, of course, to the persons, but to explain this, or what the judges will look out for, are effectiveness concept and effective fighting techniques. There are 3 Ds of effectiveness concepts. We have damage, domination, and duration. They are all really linked together and intertwined. Damage, defined as legal fighting techniques, the result of which lessen an opponent's capacity and or will to compete. So this includes knockdowns, heavy and or concussive legal strikes that force the opponent to retreat, readjust, so as well stand switches if you hit a lot of leg kicks, for example, this is a great example for this, or default to defense exclusively. Striking and or grappling that lead to visual injury, grappling or submission attempts that hyperextend joints, chokes that cause visible distress. Damage is the most highly valued component in judging a round. Dominance, defined as supremacy of position, action and or volume by one fighter over another for a sustained period of time. So when you have more volume than the other fighter, and again guys, a lot of people think that just volume matters, but we're going to look at effective fighting techniques in a second and why this is not really the case in a lot of times. But here, the dominance is if you have a lot more volume than the other fighter, and at best the strikes cause damage and land clean, this is dominance. And as well, if you have a better positioning, so your opponent is a lot of times on the cage and you are maybe in the center. And yes guys, we are reading the MMA rule set of the ABC, but the same thing applies basically for kickboxing and boxing. When we read the unified rules of professional kickboxing, we see again scoring criteria. Bouts will be evaluated using the following prioritized criteria: number of knockdowns, cumulative effective impact on the opponent, number of clean scoring strikes, ring generalship or aggressiveness. And we're going to talk about a few of these points in a second, but in general the rules are pretty much the same and do not really change a lot. They are a lot of times wrote differently and so on, but again, they don't really change. And what you're going to learn now from the MMA rule set, you can also apply to kickboxing in the most ways. Again, there are a few things that are different, but in general, they are intertwined. And again, some more ways how dominance is described: forcing the opponent to continually defend with no counters or reaction taken even when openings present themselves. Duration, defined as a measure of the time or percentage of the round spent by one fighter successfully imposing effective technique, thereby establishing dominance and or administering damage. What is the percentage of the round, the time of the round, where the person is dominating and causing damage? This is basically duration. And then we have effective fighting techniques. Like in the kickboxing rule set, clean scoring strikes is first of all with the boxing, okay? So successful striking, defined as legal strikes that result in damage. Successful grappling, defined as the execution of grappling skills proven productive by the damage resulting from takedowns, reversals, submission attempts, and achieving an advantageous position. A lot of people think that when they do a takedown at the end of a round or get a quick takedown in the end of a round, like this seals a close round, you know? But it's not really true, because when it's just a cosmetic takedown and it does not lead to any other attacks or to damage, then it doesn't mean that it is truly something that seals a close round. It needs to lead to something. It needs to be effective. It needs to lead to damage, or if you have a bit more time during the round, then duration of dominance. So if you have a dominant position after this takedown. But when you just do a takedown and it does not lead to effective offense or to anything effective, then it does not see a close round. Can be sometimes, but normally it isn't. If a judge absolutely cannot determine even a marginal advantage in either, the judge will defer to either aggressiveness or, like it's called, Plan C, fighting area control. So we have a pyramid here, and so when you look at this pyramid here, we see impact is the most important thing. So impact is damage. Then we have dominance. Then we have duration of it. They are all intertwined again. And we also see the error on the top, effective striking and grappling. This just goes all together. Then we have 4, effective aggression, and 5, octagon control. So impact, dominance, and duration are plan A. Effective aggression is plan B, and octagon control is plan C. With these criteria, with effective striking and the effectiveness concepts, nothing can be determined that somebody has an advantage. Then most of the time it would go to aggressiveness or plan C again, fighting area control. And this is why a 10-10 round is really rare, but it sometimes happens. Again, octagon control is only used as a scoring criteria when effective striking, grappling, and effective aggression are 100% equal. Definition: who's dictating the pace, place, and position of the match. And just to note, guys, I think a lot of people think that, but there is no scoring for defense. No scoring. Defense allows the fighter to continue in the fight. Only offensive actions are scored by the judges. So again, normally defense is not scored. It's just to defend yourself and just good for you. And again, it's good for you because you can counter, hurt your opponent with this. But normally defense is not scored. And as well, guys, there are fouls, so intentional or most of the time repeated unintentional fouls. If they repeat, then again the question is, are they truly unintentional? But you will get a few warnings then, and this can lead to the reduction of points. Now let's talk about the things that you maybe hear when Bruce Buffer says, and the winner is by unanimous, something like this.
For decision, Derek Cleary scores it, 47-47. Doug Crosby has it, 47-47. And Glenn Trober scores the contest, 48-47 for the winner by split decision. And still, the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a correction. This contest has been judged a majority draw.
Okay. When you hear that, what is unanimous decision? What is draw? What is a split draw? What is all these things? That just explained it pretty quickly. Unanimous decision is when 3 of the 3 judges agree on the winner. Split decision is when 2 of the 3 judges agree on a winner. Majority decision is when 2 of the 3 judges agree on winner and 1 of the 3 judges scores it a draw. Okay, so this is a majority decision. Different again from the split decision because the other judges has the other guy the winner, but in a majority decision 1 judge scores it as a draw and 2 of the 3 judges agree on the winner. A draw is when 3 of the 3 judges agree on a draw. A split draw, again like the split decision, is when 2 of the 3 judges disagree on the winner and 1 of the 3 judges a draw. Then as well we have the majority draw. This is just again when 1 judge has a winner but the other don't. A lot of information, I know, you can maybe rewatch that, but these are the things. So again, any questions? I know this was a lot of information, then just write them down. If you have questions about scoring in kickboxing and so on, write them down as well in the comments. The scoring is not really different. Maybe in Muay Thai, if you want a video on Muay Thai scoring, then I could also make this. But in general, it's pretty much the same. So guys, I hope you're doing good. See you soon. And the winner by unanimous decision. I don't know. Shut up.